Good morning. Well, I'm going around on the bottom lake today, specifically looking at the rhododendrons because they're all out in flower. I say that, some of them are actually almost finished now. But I've said in previous videos that pretty much all we've got here are the invasive purple rhododendrons. But actually, while I was looking, I found there's a few more in here. So I tried it with a different camera the other week, but to be honest, the colours really didn't show up. So I'm going to probably chop between this footage and the other footage, see what happens. But looking at this clump here, I mean, it is a really impressive sight with all this purple here. But when I was looking the other week, actually, up probably about there, there's a white one in there. And then all down that side there is a wonderful big pink one. And what I've noticed standing here right now, I'm going to have to see if I can have a closer look. That one in the middle there's a honeysuckle growing through it. But that looks like that might actually be a double. So yeah, we'll have a closer look. But yeah, there's a couple more around the grounds that I'm going to show you as well. And yeah, let's have a wander. So this is a section of rhododendron that was, I say cut, squashed mainly by some of the trees that were taken down earlier in the year. That seems to be perking up quite nicely. And although it's not anything more interesting, it is just another purple one. The rhododendron at the back here, it's been absolutely wonderful with all the purple flowers on there. So that's quite nice to see. So obviously I'm just from that piece from a different angle. But there's something I'm curious about because, I mean, I'd say this is a purple, that's a purple, that's a purple, that's a purple. Yeah. It's when you start looking a little bit closer. This one has quite a lot of yellow going up there. And then this one here still has a yellow, but that's more of a pale pink. And if I take one of the old flowers that's dropped off here from the floor, and you compare this next to that, now there is a big difference in those colours. So I don't know if these are all the same variety or if they're different varieties. But yeah. So I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. So I'm at the bottom of the steps. Well, I say steps, I took the steps out earlier in the year, just for a reference. And at the very bottom you come down and right about here was a fantastic rhododendron flower. Just the one. It doesn't have any other flowers on it. And as you can see, somebody's picked it. Now fortunately with the old footage I can show you what it looked like, which it looked like this. But yeah, I'm disappointed that that one's gone. But at least the plant is still there. So now I know that plant is there, I have to take a bit more care of it. Hopefully I can get it to do more flowers next year. So that's the rhododendron on the island there. When I cleared the area over there I said it was full of buds, and it is quite fantastic. I'm trying to think, I think that's another willow tree growing through it. Might be nice to take that out, then you'd have a clearer view of all those flowers, plus the silver birch that's behind it. But not today. And then we've got our rhododendron arch, which I'm disappointed doesn't have more flowers on it, but it does still look impressive. And again, like I said, you've got more of a pale pink on the rhododendron here, and then it's a slightly darker pale purple on those two there. So I'm down by the owl sculpture here. So the other day when I was down here, there was some white ones either side of it. I'll show you the footage for that. Now unfortunately they do appear to have finished now, but they have actually finished rather than been picked, because you can still see the remains of the old flowers. There's one just up there. So I don't know why they haven't got many flowers on them. I don't think I've particularly pruned them, so it's not that I've cut the new flowers off. I'm wondering if it's to do with light levels, so yeah, I'll have to try and get a little bit more light into them, I suppose. So this is the opposite side of the bottom lake to where I started. Now I've spoken to the owner about opening this up, and he hasn't said no, but he hasn't said yes yet. So we'll work on him. We might be able to do that later in the year, but we'll push through because I want to have a closer look at the one at the other end to see if it is actually a double. Now I did this the other day, and it wasn't easy, as you can see. If you get through to this section, what's the lens like? Oh, the lens is dry. That's good. And it's nice and open. You can, whoa, it's slippery today. You can kind of see there's a path coming through. So with a little bit of trimming this wouldn't be too bad. Oh, because yeah, we've got a willow tree here that's fallen over, And you can actually see this from the other side of the lake. There's an elderflower there, at the end of it's all dead, and then the willow tree pushing out. So that's the willow tree that's actually rooted over there. So if I jump over here, because I think this would just be wonderful if we can clear it. I mean, just sat here looking out through the trees there. It's so nice. But yeah, so here we had a wonderful large pink one, so I'll have to show you the old footage because that's just finished. But what I'm more curious about is if we stand at the base here, you can see that's the large pink one. Then that's the very large purple one that you can see from the other side. And we've got various other small purple ones here. But one of these ones, from the other side, the flowers look more like doubles. I'm wondering, I think it's just the fact that the flower clusters were so tight. Now I'm over here, they look all like singles. We'll have a good search though, just to make sure. It's not easy getting in here, is it? Oh, a little bit of trimming, it'll be fine. Yeah, no, I think that... Yeah, it's the one above me that I was convinced was a double, but no, it is a single. But, unlike this one where it's got the yellow throat, that one hasn't. So, there are definitely different varieties in here. So where does that one connect to? So that's interesting. Because they both go down to the same base. Okay. So that is strange. You can see how the rhododendrons here have a lot of growth coming up at the base. So if I was to trim a few of these branches off, like I say, if you had a path out to here as well, you'd have a wonderful view across here. But obviously the rhododendrons will then start to rejuvenate, which would be even better for them. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to stop wishing, and I'm going to battle my way back onto the main path. Yep, there we go, back on the main path. So this is one of the big pink ones that I was saying about. So the flowers themselves seem a lot larger than the purple ones that I've seen around. And obviously it's a definite pink rather than the purple. So that's just on the other side of the bank there. We're just opposite the miniature duck enclosure here. Then everything else over there, just wonderful show of purple. It's just, it'd be nice to have a bit more variety, I suppose. Now I always find this fascinating when you've got multiple rhododendrons in the same place. So the other day when I came down here, I'll show you the photo. It was a fantastic show of pink on this side, big flowers, and then there was another one that was just about to come into flower. So now, because it's a week or so later, the pink one's almost finished, but we've got a definite purple opening here. But you can see the size of the trunk at the base there, and that's the pink one is this side, and the purple one's actually over by the tree there, and it's just sort of grown up and leant on it. So we've also got a couple more here, which I'm surprised. That is a flower bud. That should be flowering soon, which makes me wonder if that's going to be a different variety again. Same as this one here. Up the top there I can see a flower bud, and it's not opened yet. So it might be a different variety, and that's why it's a little bit later, which is nice because then you've got a succession of flowers rather than everything happening for a week and finishing. It happens slowly over a few weeks. So yeah, be interesting to see what they do. Right, so I've gone all the way around the lake and I'm back to the beginning. So if you're still watching, thank you very much. But yeah, so I'm pleased to see that there is actually a different varieties of rhododendron around here. I thought it was all the plain purple one. So we've got definite white ones, definite pink one, that definite white one with the black that somebody picked. So there are more varieties than just the purple, which is excellent. But also it's quite nice having a little look at the purple ones a bit more in depth, because there does seem to be a difference between them. I don't know if it is different varieties or if it's just different nutrient levels in the spots they're planted. So it'd be nice to find out some more about that. But now I know what's where and what's flowering, then obviously I can try and prune them better and try and encourage a few more flowers on the ones that aren't doing so well. then yeah, try and open it up and let some more light in and see where the views need to be. So, right, well I'm going to go and dry off because it is incredibly wet, and I shall see you later.